Hello, my name is Jose Figueroa. I'm an active property casualty home insurance agent in the state of Florida since 2008. In this video titled Citizens Depopulation Explained, I'm going to go into in-depth an explanation of two sample letters that I'm going to post in just a moment, and go into detail as to what does the citizens depopulation mean. Okay, so let's get started. Uh, just a little background information. As of March 31st, 2024, current citizens policies in force is 1,168,919. Uh, uh, so that's if you're one of the almost 1.2 million people with an active citizens policy, this message is for you. So I will post, like I said, two different examples of what citizens depopulation letter looks like. You may say, well, I've never heard that term depopulation. The dictionary.com's definition and meaning of depopulate is to remove, reduce the population of, as by destruction or expulsion. So you're not being destroyed, or maybe your policy is being destroyed, but your policy is being expelled from the citizens program. So I want to post example number one. I'm posting an image now, either to my left or to my right. So I'm going to go into depth into this particular letter. So it may look familiar. This particular letter, if you ever gotten it, is about 15 pages long. There's a lot of legal fluff in there, confirmation of coverages, but it's an important letter. So let me go into that first letter. And if I'm speaking a little slow and you'd like to speed up my speaking, you can do that. Feel free to double time my speaking so I can go through this a little faster because it could be lengthy. Just a little forewarning there. So example one of this citizens depopulation letter, I have some markings all over, some areas that are highlighted. I call it the meat and potatoes of the particular 15 pages of content. So let's get started. So A, right by A, it says great news. This particular sample letter is great news because you do have an option. The option in this particular depopulation letter, Citizens is giving you the option to stay with them. Okay, that's why this particular letter says great news, because you're going to have the opportunity to stay with them based on the rate. So letter B says you must register your choice by a specific date. Okay, so these depopulation letters are time sensitive. They're legal documents, and they have a specific window that you or your agent needs to respond by. Okay, then if you come down where I labeled C, it says the choice is yours. And I'm going to pause for just a moment. In this particular letter, sample letter one, I'm going to speak about two in this video. This particular, yes, I do agree that the choice is yours in this particular statement. Okay, and I'm going to read. Submitting your choice is simple. Okay, I'll keep going. It may not be that simple, but it is what it is, right? So submitting your choice is simple. They go on to explain. Visit www.citizensfla.com or ask your agent to submit your choice on your behalf. You'll need your policy number and registration code listed on the enclosed policyholder form. It's embedded in this particular letter. If you've received this letter, and I'm going to show you where. Okay, so they're letting you know you have a choice. You go down to D. Important. Citizens will select an offer on your behalf if you do not submit your choice by, and then it's going to have a specific date. This is a sample letter, so I whited out the date. But your letter is going to say you should respond by a particular date. Remember, this letter started by great news because you have a choice in the matter, right? And so I'm going to forward, this is page one, right? So I'm going to forward in this sample letter to page number 3. For some reason, no, okay, sample 3, sorry. So you're going to see E, letter E. This is where they give you instructions on how to respond. Either you can respond or your agent can respond. And every letter has a special code. So this particular letter is specific to you by your policy number and a registration code. You can see it there by E. Visit citizensfla.com, enter your policy number and registration code. And there's going to be a series of letters and numbers you have to enter. Once you do that, Citizens will allow you, and then you just look down where I put the other double arrows. It says slide insurance. This is offer number 1, 3,033. And then below it, Citizens offer 2101. Okay, so you have the choice of selecting either Citizens or slide. Okay, so obviously, in this particular scenario, we're going to select Citizens, right? Because the difference is monumental, right? And there, I could go on another 30 minutes as to the reasons why, but we're going to try to keep the focus here. So in this particular scenario where the difference is when the private market difference offer is extreme, we're going to select Citizens, right? If you are enjoying this content, please like and subscribe. Okay, now I'm going to post an image of example number 2. This particular letter has 16 pages. Okay, so I'm going to go into explaining in a little difference here compared to example number 1. Example number 2 is also another depopulation letter, and I marked A by this particular paragraph. And it says, did you notice here? It says, you have received an offer of property insurance coverage. You said, did you notice that there's no great news here? It doesn't start off with great news. Okay, there's a reason behind that, and I'm going to explain. Right? You have received an offer of property coverage from one or more private market insurance companies participating in the Citizens-Depopulation Program. As required by Florida law, the policy is ineligible to renew with Citizens because at least one of these offers has an estimated renewal premium that is not more than 20% greater than the estimated Citizens renewal premium for comparable coverage. Okay. So we're going to fast forward to the second page. Okay. All right. Fast forward to the second page, and you're going to see letter B. And I made a marking. The legal department in Citizens would not be very happy at me right now because I just want to create some clarity here. So it says, the choice is yours. Submit your response today. In my opinion, that particular area is to say the choice is not yours. Don't even bother responding, right? But the choice is yours because there could be multiple private market options in the next page, which is page 4 of this particular letter. Okay, and I'm going to post an image of page 4 now. C. So they're giving you a registration code as well in this particular letter because there could be more than one private market offer. And if you don't make any selection, Citizens will select on your behalf the more affordable option or the least priced option. If you are having a bit of trouble understanding these forms that I just posted, I completely understand. When I first started reading the depopulation letters, I had to reread them multiple times to get an understanding of what Citizens was explaining and what Citizens was requiring. Okay. If you recently received these letters and responded correctly, I have news for you. You may receive another letter like this with a different timestamp within several months from now that you should respond to again. You may say, what's going on? I've never responded to these letters. So If you typically don't respond to these letters and you've given notice to your agent, please respond on your behalf. Um, you have a great agent on your behalf. Just want to let you know. A separate point: Citizens will not stop trying to depopulate people it insures. I'm going to make it crystal clear. Okay, they are now starting to depopulate insurance agents. You heard it right. They are now starting to depopulate insurance agents that help you with your policy. Citizens appointing agents that don't have 3 or more private carrier appointment contracts uh, will not be authorized to write citizens policies in the future. This is not a good recipe because this basically means there are going to be less agents being able to service your policy, right? There's less agents are going to have to service more policies. If you're one of the special citizens policy holders that never worry about these letters after receiving the depopulation notice, tells me you have an outstanding insurance agent working on your behalf, behind the scenes, making sure your policy stays compliant. Please remember, policy premium yearly awareness is a team commitment between the agent and the insured. Citizens' main goal is to transition you out of its coverage program. It is designed to be a temporary fix, not a long-term fix. Instead, okay, so I want to share bonus insight with you. So instead of immediately rejecting the private market carrier offer, see if the offer can be endorsed to meet your need. Okay, so if the increase is not astronomical, if it's within range, see if you and your agent can have a conversation about adjusting coverages to see if the premium can get uh, more affordable. I think that's what I've been doing lately, and it's been helping. Number two, just because you were forced out of Citizens doesn't mean you have to stay out. If the difference between 1 year and the next year rate increase is more than 30 or 40%, something could be wrong. It is possible your policy was missing a primary residence affirmation form. I'm going to post a sample copy of this form so you can review. This form should be signed uh, if your home is used as a primary residence, and also if you have a rental property uh, that is being used as a primary residence, which doesn't make sense. I understand. Citizens invents his own terms and definitions of things. So if your property or rental property is being used as a primary residence and not an Airbnb or some kind of business use, then you can sign this form and have it submitted. This form is very important because it limits the potential rate increase that you may receive in the future. There's a cap. So if your policy rate increase is astronomical, you were paying $1,500, now your rate increase is $2,300. That tells me there's something wrong with your policy. Your policy may have been incorrectly assigned. This form was not applied or uploaded to your policy, and your policy suffered a large rate increase. Now, when there are many, 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 many uh, uh, citizens policies that an agent uh, services, there may come a time where some policies may not have the proper forms uploaded accordingly, because this new implementation of these forms are recent, are new. So it's just a way to citizen squeeze the policies out. So the forms were not uploaded on time. Uh, the agent eventually gets the notice. The agent doesn't upload the form within the specific time window. Your policy is depopulated. You're forced out. You get a copy of the second sample letter that I sent you. You're being forced out. Your premium now reduces, and now you're eligible for Citizens to stay with Citizens, but you were depopulated out. your agent's going to have to rewrite your policy all over again. Okay. There's a group of customers that I am servicing that happened to. A new form was implemented, and with all the new changes, Citizens decided to continue to squeeze the policies out. New form was implemented. Depopulation letter was triggered on that policy. So now I have a list of customers that I have on my desk, and I have dated them to rewrite them beginning next year. So if you've enjoyed this information, thank you for watching. Have a better rest of your day, and thank you again. Have an outstanding day.